part of David O'Leary's reasoning, but of course the main thrust of this change is to get an extra attacking player on the field now that they've lost the one man who arguably they could least afford to lose with the dismissal of Harry Kewell. Arif has gone off as well, an attacking player for Galatasaray, and Hakan Ünsal, who's a midfield player, has come on in his place, so that makes their intentions pretty clear, I think, Trevor. They're going to try and hold on to what they've got.
Yes, and I think, though, that the way the Leeds have defended the first half, Alan, there's no reason why Galatasaray can't score again. You know, they've looked very, very jittery at the back. Just one little thing I was going to mention, though, was that as David O'Leary came out the tunnel, it was quite clear he was in a heated discussion, or you could say an argument, with one or two of the Galatasaray players. Certainly one or two things that he's not been happy with. It's been that type of game. A lot of unsavoury moments, a lot of niggly incidents. Not particularly enjoyable. We've had some great nights here. Leeds have given us some magical moments in their passage to the semi-final. But I think tonight they've not played with a lot of discipline.
Well, I suppose the statisticians might scratch their heads and tell us that it has happened before in Europe, a team coming back from this kind of mountain, but not, I suggest, very often, and maybe not ever against a team as experienced as Galatasaray. Leeds United have to score 4 goals to go through to the final. You'd love to be proved wrong, but somehow you can't see it happening. Wilcox. Backer. McPhail, good ball. And Backer finds Wilcox. Unfortunately, he was offside. Our touchline reporter, Davy Provan, can shed some light perhaps on the controversial referee.
Yeah, I can tell you, Alan, that the referee called the police to his dressing room at half-time and asked for extra police protection upon the full-time whistle. He's clearly aware of the atmosphere inside the ground now, and he's asked for extra police protection from West Yorkshire Police.
Thank you, Davy.
Well, you just saw Hadji in action there. He's moved up now to support Hakan Suka, playing as a front runner.
The last time that English football had 2 representatives in the semi-finals of this competition was 16 years ago. Nottingham Forest went out. Tottenham went on to reach the final, which they won. And I wonder if, in a way, history might repeat itself. Leeds United have got an enormous problem here, but I understand that Arsenal are ahead against Lens in France tonight, and you can see that game later. Highlights, anyway, of what hopefully now will turn into an English triumph. If you, of course, want to watch it live, and Lens versus Arsenal, you can see coverage of that on Sky Sports Extra right now.
Well, quite clearly there, Alan, you saw the lad who's just come on as a sub, Ünsal, getting in front of Danny Mills, but he loses possession, falls to the floor, quite clearly a dive. The referee does nothing about it. You know, we've seen players on numerous occasions given a yellow card for diving. The referee's got to get a hold of this.
Bridges, lovely skill to lose the defender. Wilcox. Turned in by McPhail. And Tapparel is charged. The referee has given a free kick in the Brazilians' favour. 33 now, Claudio Tapparel, over 100 caps for Brazil. Played in 3 World Cup finals for them and was on the winning side in the 1994 World Cup final. However, not the most impressive goal kick of his distinguished career. Not a harsh decision against Bridges. long and difficult route, the UEFA Cup this season for Leeds United. A couple of trips to Moscow, one of them an abortive trip as well. Had some tricky ties. Roma away comes to mind. They've come through them all with some great character, some great football as well. But the whole circumstances surrounding this particular semi-final will be erased from the memory of most Leeds United fans, I'm sure, as quickly as they can, unless we see a miracle in the remaining stages of this semi-final second leg. Here's Bakker. Bülent closing him down quickly, an experienced international defender. Over 50 caps for Turkey now. Good skill from McPhail, sets it up for Mills to cross. There's a decent header again by Eric Bakker, but Caparel's positioning was precise.
It's a great ball in from Danny Mills, but once again the marking is atrocious from the Galatasaray defenders. Unfortunately for Bakker, on this occasion, his header goes directly towards Tafarel.
Mills invited forward again down the right.
Yeah, he's playing as one of the three central backs in the second half, Danny Mills, but already he's got forward on a couple of occasions down that right-hand side.
His cross again, Bridges header, unlucky.
Well, that's the second excellent cross he's put in. He wasn't able to get forward in that first half because of Haji playing in that position. Haji's now gone up to the middle, playing as a striker. Danny Mills is going to get into that space that's been vacated.
Leeds United's first European semi-final for 25 years, this, remember, since they beat Barcelona in the Champions Cup in 1975. They went on to lose the final against Bayern Munich in Paris. And it looks as though their participation in this season's UEFA Cup could be coming to an end here. Well, great skill from Wilcox. Huckabee lost control at the vital moment. Mills. Well, an understandably subdued atmosphere at the start of this second half. I think that second outstanding goal, it has to be said, by Hakan Şükür really convinced, I think, the Leeds United fans that the miracle wasn't likely to happen. Wasting time over the free kick. Now, why doesn't the referee impose a bit of authority here? He kept the ball very cleverly, however. This is Ergun. Michel, the substituting close support. An excellent run. Rather optimistic and not a very precise shot at the end of it.
Well, I think we talked at half-time about this being a defensive ploy, didn't we, bringing on Unsal? It's the second time now he's got into the box. This is clever play. The final ball isn't a good one. In fact, it's a shot with the outside of the foot. I thought his better option was his number 9, Hakan Şükür, who made an excellent run across the front of Radabi.
Good strong run here from Boya. Leeds get a free kick out of that. Alan Bridges. Ironically, Ian Hart, who's been substituted, could have been a real threat to Galatasaray here. He's scored a few spectacular free-kick goals already this season. It's going to be teed up by the looks of it for the right-footed player. Danny Mills just sizing up the options. Unfortunately, he didn't size them up very accurately. Incentive for Galatasaray. You might remember a few years ago they knocked Manchester United out of Europe in the Champions League on away goals. And in fact, they met Manchester United again the following season, and out of the 4 ties against Sir Alex Ferguson's team, they drew 3 and just lost the 1. That shows how good Galatasaray can be and have been over the years. A major European final, well, what an achievement that would be for them. Shame that if they do that, it's shrouded in controversy and sadness. Boulen's clearance. And Baka gets a double deflection that sort of sums up Leeds United's night in a way.
Yes, they're looking for a little bit of inspiration. Unfortunately, the man that can give it to them is sat in the dressing room, Harry Kewell. Got plenty of pace up there in Bridges and Huckabee. But the Galatasaray back 4 are not allowing them to get in behind. Everything being played into feet.
Almay Hadji on Radaby. Clearance. 32 now, hugely experienced Romanian international, Popescu. Here's Bridges. You could see what he was trying, didn't quite find the angle. This is already, incidentally, the furthest that Galatasaray have ever been in this competition. They did reach the semi-final of the Champions Cup 11 years ago, and also been in the quarter-final of that competition twice before, but never in a final. And Okan's got the chance to make things worse here. It was good work by Mills.
Well, I think it was Radaby who got in the important interception, because Okan picked out Suka, and that would have been number 3 if Radaby didn't make the interception.
Here's Hadji. Okan's there again. Tries to find Suap. Tackle. McPhail this time. Boyanau for Leeds United. 2-1 down on the night, 4-1 behind on aggregate, and because of the away goals rule, needing to score 4 times Leeds to win the tie. There's Huckabee.
Look how quickly they clear the box of Galatasaray back 4. As soon as the ball was played up to the centre of the park, they were out, made the 18-yard box, left in 2 or 3 Leeds forwards who were quite clearly offside.
It's good football though by Leeds. Unlucky, the crowd applaud the intent, so does Jason Wilcox at that through ball from Baka. Well, to call that a strange clearance by Capone would not do it justice. Seems he's decided that the tie's already won. Wilcox. Just too far for the South African, who's won it back and done brilliantly here. Just couldn't flick it in on the near post. I think Galatasaray feel there has been a handball by Rugby in the build-up.
That was a good, determined run from Rugby, but once again it just shows you how suspect Galatasaray are in defensive situations. It's unfortunate the way the night's gone for Leeds, losing that early goal, now being reduced to 10 men, because they haven't been convincing all night, Galatasaray. The only areas they've been convincing is in forward areas, Alan. Every time they go forward, they break so quickly, they get men forward to support Suker.
Still half an hour to go, and of course it only takes a few seconds to score a goal. Although Leeds are doing their best, you somehow get the feeling, the mood here at Ellen Road tonight, that no one is really convinced they can do it. Capone. Space is opening up inevitably now for the Turkish club. Hadji in possession.
Well, he's no spring chicken now, is he, at 35, but what he does have is still fantastic pace. Over that first 5 yards, he's as quick as anybody on the field. He's got that ability to run quickly with the ball.
Fantastic career he's had. Starred, of course, for many years in Spanish football, played for both Real Madrid and Barcelona. Not too many have done that.
I read somewhere he's retiring in the summer to become a dentist.
Yeah, I can't think of too many footballers who've chosen that particular career route after they've finished playing. Well played, McPhail. Here's Mills. Boya. Good ball back to McPhail. Fox has moved in from his usual beat on the left. Mills just beaten to the header. And Mills again. Friends over there weren't happy with the challenge, but on he goes, Mills. They weren't happy with that challenge either. Referee apparently saw nothing wrong with either. Boya. Absolutely unreal atmosphere around Ellen Road at the moment, but what about that ball from Hadji? Hakan Suker. He's been a major threat all night, a really prolific goal scorer, Hakan Suker. He's averaged over 20 in each of the last 4 seasons for Galatasaray. Hadji, oh, delightful moment of skill to try and release Hakan Suker again.
It's even brought applause from the Leeds supporters. It was a marvellous moment, wasn't it? And the accuracy of the flick too, Alan. Straight into the path of the centre-forward Suker. Great bit of skill.
What you could say about that challenge from Wilcox? Yellow card. Looking again for Hakan Suker. Woodgate got there first, going as far as Unsal. Hakan Suker just too high for him this time. Wilcox. Whoops. Their shot gives possession back to Galatasaray, and Hadji saw Nigel Martin, he thought, slightly out of position. Well, one can only feel for these Leeds United fans. And I don't suppose anyone from Liverpool or Arsenal or Chelsea will agree with me, as they all chase Champions League places, but it would be such a shame for Leeds United this season if they were to end up with nothing at all. And that's a real possibility now. McPhail. Wilcox. Almost came out to Huckabee, and in the end Leeds simply had too many men forward then, if there is such a thing. With each passing minute, the possibility of Leeds rescuing this tie is receding. At least they have some target now, because they've had 6 successive defeats. Never in the club's history have they lost 7 games in a row. So let's hope at least they get an equalising goal to stop that unwanted record happening. Well, he warned all along, and many thought he was just playing a psychological game, trying to con everyone into thinking that perhaps he thought secretly his team could do better than everybody else seemed to think in the early weeks of the season. Or maybe he was right all along. They just don't have the resources, the strength in depth to mount a challenge on domestic and European fronts. Nigel Martin almost caught out of position there, and Musa with a cheeky effort.
Well, I can't believe this was intentional. I think it was from Ergen, wasn't it? But it almost deceived Nigel Martin.
Good ball to find Wilcox.
What a save that is from Taffarel.
Unbelievable. It was as good as his first half save to prevent an own goal.
The reaction here is absolutely magnificent. He's not entitled to make this save. It's deflected from one of his own players, and that is unbelievable.
He follows the absolutely brilliant with the absolutely awful. The corner's gone straight in, I think. I don't think anyone got a touch on that.
No, it was a header from Bakker, Alan. It was a good header. It was similar to the ball played in first half, but there was no contact. Bakker gets the header.
You're right.
He comes with Taffarel. He's complaining. He was bulked by Huckabee. He can complain all night. The referee's having none of it. He comes, doesn't make contact. Free header for Bakker. He's on for a hat-trick.
And at least Leeds United are level now. And the threat of them losing that 7th successive game is beginning to look a little slimmer. Eric Bakker's second goal of the game, I must say, I thought at first it had gone straight in from the corner. Bakker with that deft little touch, and another excellent ball to find Wilcox.
It was a similar corner, to the first half, Alan. If you remember, I said that almost Keogh got a touch to it. Played with plenty of pace, coming in towards the keeper. Great delivery. That's been a feature of the game tonight, Jason Wilcox's delivery. Whether it's been in open play or from set pieces, he's put some great crosses in from this left-hand side.
And the impetus is back with Leeds United again. 2-2 on the night, 4-2 down on aggregate. Wilcox in possession. Decent cross as well. Corner. Mood has changed. It's a little bit more optimistic than it was 3 minutes ago.
A very late decision, may I add. The linesman had a good look at it. Flagged very late. Was he correct? Let's have a look. But once again, they try and clear the box. I think he's got it wrong. Yes, it was a late decision. Not the correct decision. I think Danny Mills was level with the Galatasaray defender. It was very late, clearing his 6-yard box.
Just over 20 minutes remaining. Back to 2-2 on the night. Galatasaray still have a 2-goal cushion. Here's Mills. Real problems to Galatasaray tonight.
Yes, I would imagine Huckabee will take up a similar position he did in the previous corner, right in front of Taffarel. Taffarel's asking the referee to have a little closer look at it.
And Baka got up there again. Oh, his shot blocked. Dare they hope. That'll be a corner if it goes. It's kept in play, however. And the cross pulled back to Bowyer wasn't quite accurate enough. Well, his team at least have given it a go, and you can only praise them for that. Turn. It's unlucky, and still danger in the centre. Bone got it clear. Mills couldn't win it back. And Hakan Suker's clear again here. This would be cruel to Leeds if they got another. Just decided to hold it up. Hadji. Hakan Suker still there, good catch. Poor layoff though by Wilcox. They're good. Don't they let it run. Hadji in possession. Okan.
That's what he's good at, Hadji, isn't he? Just takes the stinger of the game, slows it down. Just when the Leeds supporters are getting a little bit of momentum up, Leeds were themselves, and he slows it down, keeps the ball. He's such a clever player. I'm not so sure about the shot, but his close control really is a joy to watch.
I'm sure everyone's very familiar with the away goals rule now, but just to remind you, even if Leeds scored twice more to make it level on aggregate at 4-4, it wouldn't be enough. Galatasaray, having scored the away goals, would have the advantage. As I said, at least they're giving it their best shot.
Every time they've had a corner, it's caused panic in the Galatasaray defence. Bridges urging the supporters behind the goal just to lift the noise slightly more.
Better contact this time by Taffarel, who made none at all in the previous corner, which produced Baka's second goal. Bridges. Decent effort.
I can't believe, you know, that not one Galatasaray defender came to close it down. He got possession, he turned, he looked up, he picked his spot. Unfortunately, that spot is 2 yards wide of the far post.
And incidentally, Fabio Taffarel, the Brazilian goalkeeper, has just been yellow carded by the referee for literally walking to retrieve the ball and trying to waste time. Farrell clears under pressure this time.
Yes, he cleared, and Haji was quite clearly offside.
McPhail. Mills free on the right again. Let's let it run on, and the cross wasn't bad. The game inevitably getting stretched now, and great yawning gaps appearing all over the field. 15 minutes to go. And let's remind you of the telephone number to ring for your vote for tonight's man of the match. It's 09009 11 22 33. Give us a call now. Mills. Bowyer takes over. Wilcox is free, and he's spotted him.
Good run by Wilcox, got inside Okan.
Referee deciding the ball was moving then when Haji tried to take an early free kick.
They've got a terrific understanding, those two, haven't they? Haji and Hakan Suker. Every time Haji gets possession of the ball, he looks up, and you see Suker peeling off the back of either Woodgate or Radeby. Suker's movement has been excellent tonight.
There's Ergun. Hakan Suker is alongside him again. And I can confirm now that Arsenal have won against Lens in France tonight. Terrific victory there for Arsenal, who therefore go through to the UEFA Cup final. Brilliant news for English football in what's been a sad week, and you can see exactly how Arsenal achieved that triumph later in tonight's show after the end of this game at Ellen Road. Yellow card there for Suet. And now Bowyer. And another free kick. Ergun, the aggressor this time. And Wilcox might fancy a shot on target here. Free kicks not as effective as their corners tonight.
No, just about to say the same. The corners have been excellent. The free kicks have rather been wasted. I think they've missed Ian Hart. Normally pretty accurate on set pieces.
Lens clearing header. Bowyer fought hard to win it back. Huckabee takes over. Wilcox with a chance.
Oh, he had more time. He had no need to shoot as early as he did. It was a great pass, good control from Wilcox. He could have taken it on a couple of yards. Great ball from Huckabee. Stops it. Shoots well. He was too close to Taffarel. Could have taken it on a couple of yards. I guess it will be Haji. He's done well. At 35 years of age, doesn't have the energy of some of his colleagues. He's visibly tired the last few minutes.
Mills for Leeds United. Bonet's clearance. Suat. Bridges. Oh, great skill. Backer pulls away, he's on a hat-trick, remember. Got himself into a nice position, but a corner is what Leeds have to settle for.
Yeah, he just showed a little bit too much of the ball to Capone. It was a great little turn. And just when Bridges needed to lift his head and produce the ball, he slightly overran it. But in fact, it's not Hadji, who I think is tired visibly in the last few minutes. But in fact, it's Stewart who's coming off. The midfield player, and he's in no hurry, as you can imagine, to get off the field.
On in his place, Yildirim Ahmet. Well, obviously likes the signing on fee. He's only in his mid-20s. Galatasaray, his 6th different club already. Safe catch by Taffarel, who's largely had an excellent game. Certainly has to be faulted on Leeds' second goal, but he's made a couple of blinding saves. Here's Bakker. Huckabee. Tried to set up Boyat. I was going to say, sorry, Trevor, it's clearly going to end in disappointment tonight for Leeds, but is the season going to end in disappointment for them?
Very difficult to say, isn't it? I was just about to mention, you know, the contribution of Bakker over these last few months. Again tonight, he's been excellent. 2 goals to his name. He's been a great find for them this season. Probably wouldn't have had the number of games he's had if it wasn't for the injury to David Batty. But he's done very, very well for this Leeds team. Plays with fantastic energy, gets forward into the box, weighed in with a few goals. It's just a pity that tonight his 2 goals are going to count for nothing.
Praise Leeds for is that so far their supporters have acted with great dignity, and largely so too have their players, on a night which was always going to be difficult for them. Impressive skill there by the substitute Ahmet. Hakan Suker is target. Still not been forgiven by the home fans for the penalty incident, and has gone down clutching his shins there. Which won't make him any more popular. Only just getting to his feet, Hakan Suker, as Leeds continue their attack. And now won back by Ahmet. Surprise, surprise. Hakan Suker had a miracle recovery when the ball was played to him, but he was offside. Will become Arsenal fans for one night in May, and the final of this competition is played in Copenhagen. Galatasaray will be in their first European final, and here goes Hakan Suker trying to make that absolutely certain, if it isn't already, at this time denied by Nigel Martin.
Well, Suker's gone down again as if he's been hit by a sledgehammer. I'll tell you what, if he stuck it in the back of the net, he wouldn't be on the floor. Absolutely nothing wrong with him.
Well, if he is play acting, it's such a shame, because he is a terrific striker and he doesn't need to. Well, he's certainly not convinced there's anything wrong with him.
just hope, Alan, that he wasn't hit by a coin from behind the goal from the Leeds supporters. The referee's coming to the sideline. What's he going to give to the fourth official? I think it is a coin.
Certainly giving him some object anyway. And having said that, by and large, the Leeds fans had acted with dignity, I hope that is still true. I have to say, having been to Galatasaray's stadium more than once over the years, one coin wouldn't even rate a mention over there, but two wrongs don't make a right. Gates got forward, rather tame header in the end. Ball kick by Taffarel. Here's Wilcox. Bridges alongside him, wanted it early. Leeds have a corner. He's at the Bridges. Still plenty of targets for him in there. Backer. Was adjudged to be offside anyway, I believe.
Yes, handball plus offside. And once again, the cross that comes in, they don't deal with it. There's the handball, and there's the offside.
And there's another substitution. Okan coming off to be replaced by a young striker, Hassan Sass. Afford to smile. He's come on with a few minutes to go. His team comfortably in the lead on aggregate. And the prospect now for Galatasaray of their first ever European final. Leeds fans know that as well as anyone. Here's Wilcox. Three in the box for him, one of them's back out. It'd be great if he could get his hat-trick now. Huckabee needs a goal, perhaps even more than he does, because he hasn't scored for something like 6 months now since the first round of this competition.
Once again, a familiar route for Leeds. The ball out wide to Wilcox. He beats his fullback, Capone, produces a good cross, and it was Backer in the penalty box who lays it off to Huckabee, whose side-foot shot is accurate enough, but doesn't have enough accuracy and enough pace to trouble Taffarel.
Oh, what a great ball that was by Backer for Wilcox. I don't think Taffarel would have thanked Popescu for that back pass. And the final stages of this tie being played out in a rather unreal atmosphere now. Inevitably, Hakan Suka is up in support. Another great bit of skill there by Hadji. And the final song from the Leeds United fans in honour of their team. United now have to turn their thoughts to the very real business of halting the slide in the Premiership, getting a few points as Bridges tries to get them a late goal here that would only be a consolation. And if there was ever any real hope of Leeds overturning the first leg deficit tonight, it surely disappeared when they conceded so early on in the game. The red card and an undeserved one for Harry Kewell, another major turning point. To indulge themselves a little bit now, Galatasaray. 3 minutes stoppage time. Still time for a final flourish from Leeds, though. And Galatasaray, in what is their 29th season of European competition, have broken clear again here.
And Woodgate did well then, didn't he? Last minute of the game, he must be absolutely shattered. But he was so determined to get back. And did well just to hold the Turkish forward up.
Well, a difficult match to assess in some ways. Hard to analyse Leeds United's performance as well, and what really mattered tonight was the result, and hopefully as well the fact that the match would pass without any incidents off the field. We're not sure whether a coin was thrown a little earlier. We'll find that out later perhaps, but by and large I think the Leeds fans have conducted themselves excellently. Irrespective of who was to blame for the incident in Istanbul 2 weeks ago, you can't really say that of some Galatasaray fans. Boya. Peter Ridsdale has conducted himself with great dignity throughout this very sad episode in the history of a great football club. And I think now they'll just want to close the book on Europe this season. Sadly, it's been closed for them.
It was a mountain to climb, Alan, wasn't it? Losing 2-0 in the first leg. Galatasaray, in the European games this season away from home, have done so well. 4-1, they won it. Real Mallorca, 2-0 win in Dortmund against Borussia. In the Champions League, win at Hertha Berlin 4-1, 3-0 in Rapid Vienna. They're no idiots. Any side that can win as consistently as they have away from home this season has got to be a good side. And they've shown that tonight. Defensively, personally, I think they're very, very suspect. But going forward, they're always going to score and always cause problems.
That's have to be laid it on here for Bridges. Twinkling feet by him. What a pity he couldn't finish. And that is that. Leeds United's European dream is over. Galatasaray, for the first time in their history, reach a major European final. And their opponents in Copenhagen on May the 17th will be Arsenal. English football denied the chance of an all-English final. And in the week which started so promisingly for English clubs in Europe, 3 of our 4 representatives, including Leeds United here tonight, have fallen by the wayside. But Arsenal will carry the English flag. And Leeds United, whose manager David O'Leary never dreamed they would get anything like this far, at least has the satisfaction of knowing that they have had a marvellous European adventure this season. And Bridges, in a touching gesture there, just presents his boots to a disabled supporter who will remember that moment probably for the rest of his life. Well done to most of you Leeds supporters and players. It has been a terrific adventure. They have come through some enormously difficult trials and tribulations on the way to this semi-final. When you think what the club have had to put up with the off-the-field incidents this season, they have have shown great character to come through it to this stage. You can't blame Galatasaray for their celebrations, but I just wish they'd show a bit of sense now and wait till they get back to the dressing rooms before indulging in their moments of pleasure. Well, I do applaud the Leeds fans in the end, and no blame can be attached to Galatasaray's players for what has happened surrounding this tie, of course. And it's good to see that the Leeds United players have taken defeat in such a dignified manner. Eric Bakker got both their goals tonight, and at least I'm glad to say they have avoided the unwanted club record of a 7th straight defeat. What they couldn't do was overturn the deficit from the first leg. Leeds United go out of Europe, but Arsenal march on.